Yo, what's poppin'? It's Crashlog Meta here with the first impression style video for the upcoming platform fighter from Warner Bros. And Player First Games, MultiVersus. It's Warner Bros. Lending its IPs to a fighting game in the same vein as Brawlhalla, Rivals of Aether, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, and Smash, and I'll get into why that order later. Getting into the game, I highly recommend doing the tutorial since it gets you used to how this game handles, and you get Wonder Woman, the recommended sword fighter. The roster is listed on the MultiVersus website, which is linked in the description below. If I'm any sort of competent, the B-roll for this video should be my gameplay in the training mode as I just goofed around and got the controls handled, and show off Finn the Human from Adventure Time, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and Garnet from Steven Universe, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The alpha is currently active on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S, with crossplay enabled by default. You can turn that off in the settings menu along with adjusting your controls to be more akin to your preferred platform fighter. As of the writing of this script, the website for MultiVersus still has the closed alpha sign-up available and it ends on the 27th, so click or tap on the link in the description to be taken to the website where you can have your chance at trying the game out yourself, or you can wait till the end of the video because I have a little surprise. Big props to Warner Bros. For not slapping the closed alpha with an NDA, because I think getting these opinions, not just mine, but the entire fighting game, platform fighter community's opinions live will do endless good towards developing this game to be more of what the fans want. More introductory elements of MultiVersus: you're going to need a Warner Bros. Account to get into the game, then from there it has your end user licensing agreements, terms of service, and privacy policy, standard affair. And it throws into the game recommending the tutorial, but you can go ahead and install online multiplayer. I do have a clip later on of me playing online, just a little bit of it. I played against a bot just to see how it feels. Like, I think it's lagless for the bot gameplay, but if this video gets enough likes or comments, then I will play the full online thing, see if I can get into the ranked multiplayer, so that way I'm playing against more people along my skill level, which is very low. Into the tutorial section of the game, I felt like these instructional sections did an effective job in introducing you to the game and its unique style. Going over which button is your default strike, jump, and dodge work well, and explaining its unique aerial movement where you have 2 jumps, 2 aerial specials, and 2 decently hefty air dodges to move around the stage was well implemented, because throughout this entire play session I forgot I had access to all 6 of these every time I dodged off stage or something. Along with the dodge jump and the fast fall super jump, this game has plenty of movement ready for you. For Smash Ultimate players, imagine having Lucina jump height with Ness air dodges for every character, and you could up special twice. Now we can finally experience Sora recoveries on multiple characters. Couple that with Brawlhalla like wall jumps where they are virtually or actually infinite, and you have a recipe for maximum movement as you can see with the Shaggy bot. Don't mind the teabagging. Definitely give the tutorial and advanced tutorial a go, because making use of these mechanics will only do you good, because we are not in Toto anymore, Kansas. Shout out to Simon Miller. The menus are very sleek. They speak well to the fact that most of these characters hail from cartoony/comic-like universes, and the characters modeled after real people with no cartoon reference have been adapted pretty well. The voice acting is very smooth and reflects the characters' reactions to the action along with the new circumstances very well. It is also a delight to listen to Matthew Lillard doing his Shaggy thing. Something to note is that when a character is off stage, the edge of the blast zone design lends itself well to the idea that this is a between realms type of situation, where these characters are pulled from their separate universes, and I think it's an excellent choice and an excellent design, so hats off to the Player First team. The fact that I have 2 hours of content that I am trimming for this video should say enough about the game's content. I'm typically someone who enjoys trying a game's mechanics until I get a firm grasp on it, then my interest can taper off, but even my fundamental understanding of platform fighters didn't subdue my joy when playing. One of MultiVersus' unique features is that in 2-on-2 battles there are going to be characters with abilities that directly benefit their partner rather than help their partner by knocking the opponent away. For example, Wonder Woman's lasso can pull allies away from combos, her down special can put up a barrier to protect the allies from projectiles, presumably. Haven't played, but like and comment for me to try more characters. And Garnet even has a tether that can yoink her back to the tether's location. One nitpick, going to be rather common on my channel since I'm a math lad, is that I noticed in the tutorial while playing as the game's OC Rain Dog, the tether to bring your ally back to stage kind of drags them through the stage if they're beneath the ledge. This is alpha, so it's most likely going to be changed, and I'm only nitpicking because I want this game to be as polished as possible, and that means pointing out things like this since I don't have any glaring issues with the game. My own skill level may keep my opinion from being too highly respected, but I know that with a free-to-play game, Warner Brothers and Player First Studios will want this game to be as appealing to casuals as it is to the platform fighter pros. I really like the presentation of MultiVersus. The art style is very pleasing, the theme is pretty sick, the tutorial is very effective, the characters seem lively and just as fascinated in their circumstances as I am, and the gameplay feels very smooth. I didn't make a separate section to mention this because I can't quite describe how nice it feels to play the game. Once I got in a groove and found a character that I really understood how the dodge worked and how you can link moves together thanks to the end lag being pretty low on most basic attacks, this game can make you feel very skilled once you get a bit of a string going, put your opponent in a bit of a cutscene, but that may be general fighting game mojo talking. Out of the 3 characters I played today, I would say that my favorites were Finn, Shaggy, and Garnet. Not to say anything's wrong with Garnet's kit. I think how they implemented all the musical numbers that go into Steven Universe as a part of her neutral special charge, that I believe gives her stat boost similar to Wii Fit's deep breathing, was lovely. Her up special T-pose I think is canon in Steven Universe, but I found it charming in its own right. Steven Universe fans, I'm sorry, this show came out in a weird pocket where I wasn't really watching Cartoon Network like that, but I watched all the regular show in the beginning of Adventure Time, so I don't know where that was from. But her moveset overall is very effective. I just couldn't string it together. Shaggy being the poster man for the game alongside Batman was a nice touch considering the popularity of Ultra Instinct Shaggy. I, like many people who saw it, lost my mind when I saw that one of those animations of Scorpion doing Scorpion things and he got yoinked by Ultra Instinct Shaggy. And when I heard he was going to be in a platform fighter after the Mortal Kombat community manager Tyler Lansdowne said that Shaggy wouldn't make it into Mortal Kombat, I said I would try so hard to be a Shaggy main. His kit definitely suits him as the Mario of the game, the recommended brawler. 3-hit jab, decent base knockback on all of his moves, projectile for creating situations favorable to him, the works. The neutral special where he goes into rage mode and gets an alternate set of moves with enhanced properties is very neat. It reminded me of Terry's Go meter that functions like, or charges up, like Cloud's limit breaks. He also has Falcon Knee, which is very funny, Yoshi Dare as his Nair, and overall I like him as a fighter. It's such a familiar kit that makes sense for the recommended brawler. And lastly, Finn, who was my favorite to play as. Probably because he was the last character I played, and by that point I had understood the mechanics well enough to really put it all together, and it only benefited him because his attacks felt so fluid. I had no problem chaining attacks together. Most of his heavy attacks or smash attacks are interchangeable for me. Have the turnaround property like Roy's neutral special from Smash, so you can give the enemies a little bit of a schmix. Side heavy chains into a 3-hit that can be interrupted for a down heavy that's a 2-hit that finishes into a spike, which I found to be a fun audible to call in the middle of an aerial combo that finishes at the ledge. And the down special being reminiscent of Heroes Shop and Smash was beautiful. I know I'm making a lot of Smash Bros references, but I'll explain that soon. Finn is given coins for hitting an opponent similar to Business Casual Man from Slap City, which can be used to access the shop to give him extra movement, a little bit of armor on Finn's attacks or projectile notification while charging an attack, and BMO, one free shield from a heavy attack, presumably.
Shut up and sit down.
In conjunction with my play, I found his kit extremely satisfying, and I think that's when the control scheme started to click, along with the timing for the dodges, developing an understanding of the hitboxes, and the aerial uniqueness that MultiVersus has. I get Hero and Link vibes from Finn, but not as much kill power as either. Relatively honest character, and despite Wonder Woman being called the recommended sword fighter, I think Finn would be my pick for the recommended, but that's my biased take since I haven't played as Wonder Woman yet. I do have one nitpick about the gameplay, as the insane in the membrane main that I is. With wall jumping, you can essentially do it infinitely, as shown in the Shaggy bot battle I had, or as provided here behind my voice. I feel like that makes recovering from spikes that much easier with MultiVersus' aerial movement, so spikes lose a bit of their luster. I see how this can be considered a good thing because that prevents stocks from being cheesed out since the online looks as though it's going to be 2 stocks and you're out, but I am biased towards spiking being devastating at 80% above 30, But yeah, that has been one of, if not the only nitpick I have about the game. So overall, solid game. MultiVersus Games has done a wonderful job at providing a well put together alpha. Yeah. I did only play one online game against the bot to see how it feels and make sure my audio is good, so I don't know much about the whole perks that they have for the fighters. It gives me Injustice 2 vibes where they will eventually be a meta setup for each character depending on the playstyle. I've never been a fan of that, but with the free-to-play model, they probably have a booster pack you can buy, or it's in the premium battle pass track, so you'll have to pay for that. Bit of a bummer in that regard, but I'm sure you can get along just fine without it. I went up 2 mastery levels with Finn after playing 2 matches against a bot, so you could probably grind bots for starter perks, then towards the end go online for pretty good boosts. In reference to the first section where I mentioned the similar platform fighters, and I said I'd explain the order of comparisons, I will be doing that here. I say it's the most different from Smash Bros. Because it only shares very basic elements that are in every platform fighter. Stages with platforms, heavy and light attacks, special moves that differ based on the character, etc. And voice acting, but short of that, it's very different from Smash, which benefits it to no end. I'll make plenty of comparisons, but never to detriment the game or make it lesser. It's just the associations I have towards the mechanics since I've given Smash Ultimate like 300 hours of my life. Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl is comparable because it is a platform fighter with the star power of their parent company, where Smash has a strict rule about its fighters only hailing from video games. MultiVersus and All-Star Brawl have unique pools to choose from for their fighters, and it gives way to some unique matchups that only something like Death Battle or Epic Rap Battles of History on YouTube would look at. Rivals of Ether and Brawlhalla are the closest comparisons I have towards MultiVersus because of all the platform fighter similarities and then their unique aerial qualities and the charm the games have. The options you have in this game are so plentiful and can be used in any combination that it can allow for so much freestyling and dynamic interactions that I feel like the skill ceiling for this game is so high and allows for some serious movement. And the charm these games have, because they operate so differently from Smash and differently from each other, that they all stand on their own. And I feel like MultiVersus could be a staple for platform fighters. A fun alternative if you don't want to spend money on a quality platform fighter, where you can see Batman get blasted off stage by a sandwich, which has a very familiar sound effect. But that's all from me for now. Thank you kindly for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video or like Warner Brothers IPs or are hyped for this game, leave this video a like. Feel free to talk about what you're interested in seeing from MultiVersus in the comment section below. And if you'd be so kind, hit the subscribe button. It's red, it's a quick click, and it'd be dearly appreciated. Otherwise, thank you kindly, and I'll catch you in the next one. We out!
Hello? I want to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. You'll do fine. So, let's just focus on getting you through your first week, okay?
Kidding. But it is a later Crash Log meta after I recorded the bulk of the video. Just here talking about the surprise I mentioned in the beginning. I do have an extra key for the MultiVersus closed alpha, and I was going to give it away to a random viewer. All you have to do to have this chance is to comment in the comment section below something about, like, wanting a key, or just talking about how much you like the game or how much you're interested in the game, and I'll put you into a spreadsheet. From there I'll probably roll some dice, some nice D&D dice, and once I have the viewer, I'm going to send them a message on YouTube. I think it still has a dedicated direct messaging service. If not, then I'll just like your comment, and then from there we will, try to figure out a way to get you that key. But thank you so much for viewing. I appreciate you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And yeah, we out for real.